Well, we've driven the Tiguan R, the T-Roc R, now the best for last, the Golf R, the original. This is the Mark 8 version, more powerful than ever, but still with that Golf R magic. I'm going to come clean from the start. I am a fan and I make no apologies for that. I've had a couple of these over the years and I miss them. And it's not just the performance and the magic of all-wheel drive, it's the fact that they're so low-key. Those that know, but those that don't, well, they just think it's a Golf with flash rims. And that's the magic of it. This isn't about other people saying, wow. It's about you as a driver just going, ah. And I promise that is the last bad ah joke. Now for a tangent, just bear with me here. Back in the First World War, the Royal Navy fitted innocent-looking merchant ships with serious weaponry. What would happen? The subs would come to the surface thinking they're in for an easy kill, and they'd get blown out of the water. They were called Q ships. This is a Q car. You know, if you didn't know what those quad pipes meant, there's nothing to give the game away. In fact, you could even argue a Golf GTI looks more go-fast. Napa leather seats, one-piece backs and the trademark R-blue touches and the R-specific dash displays are all that give the game away inside. Otherwise, let's be honest, this is a Golf, so you get the same infotainment system and, of course, that Golf practicality. And that means the practicality of 5 seats and everything else that has made the Golf the standard-setting hatch since, well, Elvis was playing Vegas. At Giltrap Volkswagen, the Golf R is $79,990, and despite delivering 8.6 litres per 100 Ks, there is a $517.50 clean car fee. For that, you get the most well-equipped Golf ever, all the safety gear, matrix LED lights, and even self-parking. Of course, if you know where to look, the R isn't exactly top secret. There's badges, side skirts, a roof spoiler, blue brake calipers, and a slightly angry-looking front treatment. And this is a black pack version, so there's even less to give the game away with the trademark R silver mirror caps disguised. But nothing so garish as stripes or a power figure. In fact, the Golf R doesn't even come in racy colours. There's white, black and blue. In fact, black and blue is how it leaves the competition, because under this bonnet is a 235 kilowatt, 316 brake horsepower, 400 newton metre power plant. So how's that for weaponry? That's 78 more horsepower than the R32 had. And then the icing on the cake, a more advanced all-wheel drive system with electronic limited slip diffs front and rear and mega torque vectoring capability. Now let's talk acceleration. That R32 I mentioned earlier would do 0 to 100 k's an hour in 6.2 seconds, which was pretty damn quick in its day. Now officially this R will get off the mark a lot faster, 4.7 seconds, but that's the official number, and well, I think VW have been a bit modest because I've seen some testers record times in the low 4s. And it's not just about getting off the mark. Once you're on the move, the car shines in a whole other level. The front subframe has been stiffened to make it more responsive to steering inputs. Adding to that, the steering is super fast. Well, it's probably no surprise that it feels like it does. The springs are 10% stiffer. It sits 20 mils lower. And by golly, it makes driving fun. And all those mechanical improvements are accentuated by the dynamic chassis control. Even the brakes are bigger than ever. The front discs are now 357 millimeters. And that's the Golf R. It doesn't feel overstuffed like some hot hatches can, yet it is jam-packed with awesomeness. The result is a car that is so completely unflappable. Such real-world performance and a real-world usable car as well. But the best thing about it is, and I said this right at the start, it's not about stroking egos. This isn't a look at me car, it's a look at me go car.